3 years after being shelved by Warner Brothers, we're finally able to check out the Looney Tune hijinks of Coyote versus Acme.
Yeah, this is another example of the internet doing good for once, maybe. It's going after Warner Brothers with this because it was such a strange time. About 3 years ago, Warner decided for tax write-offs, they were going to shelve Coyote versus Acme, Batgirl, which we may never, ever see that one, and then a Scooby-Doo animated film. They shelved all three of those for tax write-offs, and I'm really happy that we finally did get Coyote versus Acme, because this is a film that did not deserve to be shelved. It's a good film. It's a fun film. It has some dark humor. It has some good humor. There's a lot of the jokes and throwbacks that you really have to know your Looney Tunes. And Looney Tunes has been around since the 1930s. It's 96 years old now with the Looney Tunes gang, which is kind of crazy just how long it's been around, but it hasn't had a whole lot of success when it's come to movies. Like I think Coyote vs. Acme is the 8th overall film that's made it to theaters, but really only the 2 Space Jam films are the only ones that's really been profitable for them. But that doesn't excuse shelving a fun and good movie like this one, because it had heart, it had charm, it had plenty of humor. The animation mixed with the live action looked well. Like, this is kind of would have been really Warner Brothers How to Frame Roger Rabbit if they would have let it go out. Now, Ketchup Entertainment came in and saved the day and got the movie out there, but yeah, it's a shame we had to wait 3 years to finally get to see this film.
Yeah, and big shout out to Ketchup Entertainment for stepping up and acquiring the distribution rights and taking that risk of putting a film like this out. And I got to say, the Who Framed Roger Rabbit is a good comparison for this, because I think this is probably the best cartoon live action hybrid movies since then. I think it's better than Space Jam. I'm going to put that out there. And Space Jam's a pretty iconic movie, especially for people of our generation that,
Second one was okay. First one
was great. But like this one, I think, was even better than that. It felt like a real love letter to Looney Tunes fans. And it's just so much fun. You have almost all of your favorite iconic Looney Tunes characters in this. Obviously, the story centers around, Wile E. Coyote in his bid to finally capture the Roadrunner, and he gets this brilliant idea because he sees Will Forte's ad playing on TV that he could sue Acme in this grandiose scheme to finally trap the Roadrunner. And it's just a ton of fun. Like you said, it's got some humor. It's got a ton of humor, really. But it's a good, solid movie. I mean, the acting in it is okay at best, but it doesn't have to be. Like, it's not like this. Let's just call a spade a spade. It's not going to win any awards probably at the end of the year. But if you're a fan and grew up watching these like on Saturday mornings or whenever you watch these cartoons like we did, you love seeing these characters in like a situation like this, because it's actually very smartly written for like a modern day story too. Like it is just so much fun, and it had me audibly laughing very loudly at a couple points, including one particular joke that we both agree is just absolutely hilarious and a play on how people feel about certain Looney Tunes characters on the internet. But if you know, and when you see it, you'll know. But it just overall was just so much. It was just so fun. Like, I had a really good time watching this, and like that's what I needed out of this film, and it delivered that in spades.
I think Will Forte was the right guy to be the lead of this, because he has that goofy silliness while also still keeping kind of deadpan and serious, but also giving you a little heart and charm and stuff with it, and doing all the physical comedy that comes along with doing a hybrid animated live action film here. And I think he was a perfect one to really bring this character to life, because he's a little bit of a sleazy little lawyer, because his whole shtick is that he settles. His entire practice is all about, you know what? You had this with Acme? All right, we'll sell it for $150. Sell it for $300. We're just going to settle. Whatever they offer us, we're going to take it, and we settle. He doesn't go to court. He doesn't fight it. He just settles all the time. And in this world, the cartoons and humans are living side by side, just like it's normal, nothing out of the ordinary to have tunes in here. But you get a darker story around Acme, because Acme has become everything. It is cars, it's phones, it's microwaves, it's everything. Like, everything is made by Acme in this world, but they're doing things a little nefariously, especially when it comes to the tunes and stuff. And, Wiley, yeah, he's at the heart of it because really, yeah, all he cares about is getting to the Roadrunner and stuff. And it was definitely a risk to have your second lead being Wile E. Coyote, a character that never talks. But they use the sign gag so perfectly and making fun of themselves. Like, there's only so many signs. Like, he can flip it around and do so many things, but it plays on so many classic Looney Tunes bits, but also a few jokes that, as you somewhat alluded to, that we didn't expect them to do. They're a little darker, a little more adult, a little bit more out there. I will admit, there are some jokes that didn't land very well with this, especially there was like the third person within the law firm she's very deadpan and just very not so serious. Some of the lines of hers I got a chuckle out of, but a lot of it just felt really odd and strange, and it just kind of didn't hit very well. But I think at the core and the heart of it, they gave you a solid enough story based around, nefarious Acme. Wile E. Coyote just wants to do things his way no matter what. And if that's suing Acme so he can try to get the Roadrunner or something else, that's what he's going to do because he doesn't give up no matter how many times he tries. But it's also, which I had to laugh at parts of it, they show that he's got this like gigantic warehouse that's just full of Acme stuff. He's got a TV and desk. He's got all this, but he can't afford food. Yeah. It's been 80 years. He can't afford food when he can buy everything from the Acme catalog. But it's a running joke. Like, all he cares about, he just wants to eat that Roadrunner. So he's going to wait until he can eat that Roadrunner. And everything was done just so well. I mean, you got Will Forte as Kevin. You've got Lana Condor playing Paige. John Cena as Acme's lawyer, Buddy Crane. And outside of that, there's a few more. There's the splattering of human roles. Then there's basically 3 voice actors who are everybody else. Because you get Eric Bauza, who's being pretty much 90% of the animated characters in here. And he is the Looney Tunes now. That was kind of what Billy West was in Space Jam, because he was literally every one of them but a couple in Space Jam. So now Eric gets to do that in here. And it was just, I had a good time. I actually went into the movie. And we've talked about it before. If you're having a bad day or a rough day or something else, that can really affect how you go into a movie. I was having a rough day. Dealt with a lot of not so nice people throughout the day. Yeah. And I still had a good time with this film.
Yeah, for sure. This is definitely one that'll instantly elevate your mood to a better place, even if you're not like having the best of days. And I got to give credit as well to John Cena, who just looked like he was having an absolute blast making this movie. Like, he's playing the sleazy corporate lawyer, the shady corporate lawyer that's in on the rib and, just doing what he can to protect the company. Is just so funny. There's one particular scene that really stands out for this, and it's a serious conversation he's having with Tweety Bird, or I put it in air quotes, serious conversation that he's having that is just absurd, laugh out loud funny. Like, I was dying at it, and it was just, in my opinion, one of the funniest things that happened in the movie. And you could just tell, like, he was just eating it up and just having the absolute best time. And it was fun to see him in a role like that, where he's playing the villain and he's playing one of the villains, and he's just so over the top with his like cartoonish villainy that it was a joy to see him play it. It was a ton of fun.
That's one scene I want to see the behind the scenes of how they did. Like, was the other random guy holding like a stuffed Tweety Bird stuffed animal or something for him to act to, or just acting to a tennis ball while Eric is doing the voice or something? Like, I really wanted to see how that does, because he's trying to be as serious as he can while saying some ridiculous things to a bird that has a lisp and everything else. Like, it's just so silly and over the top. But this was a celebration of 96 years of Looney Tunes. It was really about showcasing various different things about it. And you get little Easter eggs and musical cues and this and that just kind of show up all throughout. And there was another part that we both really laughed at, and this is going to be for the older, 30 plus at least crowd to get. But there's a joke that happens about 75% through the movie that I feel like, did you just choose a location of this film so you could make this one old joke? And it had me cackling because it was like, it worked, but did you really just like choose a location so you can do that one joke?
Oh yeah, as soon as the movie started and it showed where it was actually taking place, I'm like, they have to make the joke.
It's in Albuquerque.
And they do. And it's just like, yes. And it was so satisfying that they did it. And you knew it was coming the whole time. And like you said, it gets about 3/4 of the way through it. They finally make the joke. And you're like, that was so satisfying. It was just like chef's kiss, perfect time.
See, I never even thought about it happening. It was just a long forward. And then as soon as that sequence happened and they said that line, I'm like, oh, they did it, didn't they? It was like, and then laughter.
It was instant because I still make that joke whenever anytime anybody mentions Albuquerque. I make the joke because
it's been made in so many movies and everything else. So
it was just like they just have to, and they did it. And I was like, yes, like let's go. It was so much fun. It's just a fun movie, man. It's written well enough that like. It's not completely absurd, but it's absurd because it's the Looney Tunes, right? You get the craziness, the kookiness. You get a lot of those old Looney Tunes bits, like you said, the tropes of watching those types of cartoons and the bits they do in them, and you get them done so well, and it's just like a whole wave of nostalgia hits you, and it just instantly transported me back to, much simpler times growing up when we would wake up and watch those cartoons on a Saturday morning and just fall in love with those characters that have now stood the test of time for almost 100 years. It's insane that the Looney Tunes have been around that long.
When we were kids, we had Tiny Toons Adventures that kind of helped reintroduce a lot of kids to the Looney Tunes brand.
Correct. And it's just so fun to see those characters. And then like how they placed them in the story as well was just so well executed and a ton of fun as well. Like I had an absolute blast watching this, and it just I was awash with nostalgia in the best way possible. I could not stop smiling the entire movie. Like it was just so much fun.
Yeah, and it's a great fun movie for families too. Like I said, there are some darker and a few adult jokes, but they never get like raunchy or randy in it. Like
it's still a PG movie.
It still keeps it pretty tame, but it's one that, especially one that the adults will get a whole lot more because it has a double meaning with how it goes and stuff. But yeah, I think Looney Tunes fans, if you ever watch Tiny Toons Adventures or anything related to Looney Tunes, even Space Jam and all those, if you enjoy Bugs Bunny and Wile E. Coyote and everything, you're going to enjoy this. It's a fun Looney Tunes adventure, and I think kids are going to enjoy it too. My kids were not feeling well, so they didn't end up wanting to go to the film with us to watch it, but it's fun for everybody. Like it had enough sincerity. It had enough slapstick and over the top. It had plenty of physical humor, which we don't get a whole lot of that physical comedy anymore. And yeah, it's a shame. Like I said, this started as an idea, an announcement back in 2018. Yeah. And then it filmed in 2022. It was ready for release in 2023. And then that's when Warner Brothers shut the door of like, no, we're just going to do a tax write-off on this. Like, no. This is a good film. This didn't deserve to be shelved and put away where people weren't able to watch it. Like, there's nothing wrong with this film that would say, oh, we just need to write it off for a tax write-off. Like, it's a $70 million movie. It costs less than some of the, both Space Jams and the Brendan Fraser Looney Tunes Back in Action movie. It costs less than all those, but they were still just, we're ready to shelve it. Like, this was a well-done Looney Tunes film. Like, you've got to go in expecting it's going to be a little silly, it's going to be a little campy, it's going to be a little over the top. But as it goes on, you start connecting with everything a little bit more, and you wonder what hijinks Wile E. Coyote's going to get into, because he does the most ridiculous, ludicrous things, like pulling out a stick of dynamite and Kevin's office and just blowing them both up. But of course, it happens in such a cartoon way. Well, Will Forte's okay. His hair's just blown back a little bit. That shows that he was an explosion, but he's not hurt because it's a cartoon dynamite that happened. Like, it plays off of that, knowing how silly and ludicrous it is to mix and match live action with cartoons and how tunes are. And you even get like Foghorn Leghorn getting to be little villainous and stuff in here, and
a lot of fun
with him. And the constant, like, John Cena wants to make all these jokes and metaphors that are all related to chicken and eggs and everything, and he's just getting a stare down by Foghorn Leghorn the entire time. Like, what'd you say, boy?
Yeah, it's just so funny, so well written. It's worth every penny for the price of admission. I love the message even that it gives to the fans at the end of the movie, thanking them for saving it, and this is one of those that I'm so thankful that, people rallied enough around it to get it released. And I hope they go to the theater and support it. Our theater was lightly populated, and I don't know if it's going to continue to do well with the juggernauts that are out in the theater right now, but I implore you, if you grew up a Looney Tunes fan and you want to just go to a theater and just have a good time and laugh and crack up and see something that'll transport you back to your childhood, this is definitely a movie that I would recommend watching. Take your kids. It's a family movie. We kind of talk about, there's a couple of jokes there's jokes like that in every kids movie that are targeted towards the parents that are like, okay, might go over your kid's head, but you're going to understand.
Yeah, winking and nods. Okay, parents, here you go.
Right, like here's a little something for you too. But this is something I think that everybody can get a lot of enjoyment out of, especially if you're like us who, grew up watching these cartoons. And like I said, they've been around almost 100 years. I can't think of anyone that has never seen a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Like something Looney Tunes related.
Something related. Like this is one that can appeal to literally everyone, and I implore you to check it out for sure.
And they managed to mix in so many different characters, even if their background or they're serving as like help in the law firm or somewhere else. Like you get a lot of the characters present. That you get the main cast, and you get some more of the fun side cast. You get to see Jim Cummings back, playing one of his classic Looney Tunes characters in here, outside of Eric Bauza playing everybody else. Literally and then everyone. Candy Milo doing a fantastic job as Granny, and Witch Hazel gets a really kind of funny moment in there between her and John Cena. It was like, all right, I get the joke. They can be lame dad jokes, but because it's Looney Tunes and how it's done in this film, it works, and it just... Yeah, it was so much fun. Like I said, I had a bad day, and I went into it, and I left not having a bad day because I was just having such a good time with it. Like, it's not the best movie you're ever going to see, but it's a good, fun time at the movie theaters that deserve to be seen. Like, we should have seen it 3 years ago.
Yeah, and I plan on watching it multiple times when it comes on streaming. It's definitely going to be one that I check out again. It's just... good. It's fun. I don't think I can say anything else about it. That's like, I don't really have anything negative to nitpick. Is the dialogue cheesy? Yes, it's supposed to be. It's the Looney Tunes. What are we talking about here? Like, this isn't intended to be like the most serious artistic film of all time. Like, let's go. Let's go have some silly fun, and it delivers that in spades. So I was very satisfied with that.
Yeah, and as we kind of talked about, it is looking to have about a $20 million opening weekend this weekend, which would be Catch-Up Entertainment's highest grossing box office for an opening weekend ever for them. That's just domestic. International is a little stranger for this release because they're doing a slow targeted release, so we have no idea really what to expect from international markets because you're only getting a few at a time as it goes. But yeah, the timing is a little interesting because you have the Odyssey and Spider-Man kind of coming to the end of their run. Spider-Man helped August be the biggest box office in August history.
Yeah. Crazy.
With that, along with Odyssey's heavy run, and then you get Coyote versus Acme kind of bringing in the very end, kind of ushering in that fall movie time where things slow down a little bit. You don't get as many big releases until you start getting to that November, December time, the holiday time where they start putting out a bunch of stuff. But go see this movie. It's worth to go see this movie in August and September and the next few weeks while things are a little bit slower. It'll make you laugh. It'll make you smile. It has heart and soul to it. It has so many cameos and in-jokes. And like I said, if you're a Looney Tunes fan, you're going to get a whole lot more of the in-jokes and the little nods and winks and everything it does. But even if you're not a big Looney Tunes fan, I think there's still enough here for you to have a really good time with. It's sad that it went away for so long, and we almost never saw this film.
Yeah, it got sucked up in the corporate vortex for a couple years, but thank God Catch-Up Entertainment came through and saved this movie and allowed everybody to see it, because what we got was a really fun time and one that's definitely worth your eyeballs, because it's it's, you know, a testament to the fan base and the passion that people have for these characters that this movie did get saved, and there was such an outcry for it. Like, because early responses that we were seeing for this film, like people that got to see screeners of it were like, this is a great movie. Why are they not putting it out? And I think that word started to spread, and we're like, hey, if these people are saying it's good, share it with us. Like, Batgirl's a different story because like there was like a very mixed reviews on test screenings and things like that people were like, I don't know if this is going to do well, and they want to shelve it. Fine. I still think it's stupid. Put it out. Let us see it. Let us judge for ourselves. But this one, by all accounts, years ago, we were talking like, it's such a shame that it's getting shelved. I mean, you can go back in our archives where we talked about it, where people were saying like, hey, this is a good movie. Put it out. Why are you shelving it? And you know, let's just get caught up in that corporate mess. Warner Brothers is a hot mess right now as it is with all of the, are they getting bought? Are they not getting bought? Are they merging? What are they doing? Are they selling to Paramount? Are they selling to Netflix? They're like, it's just, it's a hot mess. And we've done way too many episodes and spent way too much time talking about that messy stuff. But yeah, Coyote versus Acme, go see it, go support it. Like, we need more movies like this that are just go fun, have a good time, laugh, smile, leave in a better mood than you walked into the theater with. Like, we need more movies like that, and I'm thankful we got this one.
So Coyote versus Acme is a fun film. It has some great humor. Not all the jokes land. It has some duds in there as well, but there's enough that picks it up. Will Forte brings plenty of heart to the character of this kind of sleazy lawyer who just wants to settle all the time, and he gets kind of hoodwinked into doing what Wile E. Coyote wants to do, but as it goes on, it just builds on more and more of that nostalgia, of that love of the Looney Tunes, of giving us so many cameos of different characters, and Eric Balza playing every single voice in this movie. It's a fun, really enjoyable film that should have never been shelved. I'm giving it an 8. I had a really good time with it. Like I said, my only nitpicks was those few jokes that really kind of bombed and didn't really work too well, but they kind of just moved on from it and landed the next jokes after that. It's fun. It's a good movie. It's an enjoyable time. It's good for the entire family, for anybody really to go watch. Like, this was a good film.
Yeah, I'm giving it an 8 as well. Like, is it the best movie I've seen this year? Probably not, but this is like one of the more fun theater experiences I had with this, aside from, you know, a few people down, a few seats down from us that, you know, tried their best to, you know, make it a less than desirable experience, but I was able to tune them out and, you know, really enjoy this film and had an absolute blast. If you grew up watching these characters, go see this film. It's a ton of fun, lots of laughs to be had. Kids will like it, adults will love it. Like, it's a good family film that, you know, brings back characters that have been around for so long, that have been so beloved for so long, in a fun new adventure. Yeah, it was made a couple years ago, but we're finally getting it. And like I said, hats off to Catch Up Entertainment for saving this movie and giving us a chance to, you know, giving everyone a chance to see it. And if you're into those sort of characters and that type of film, just go have a good time. I implore you to do that. And hopefully it does well, and maybe they get a chance to make another one down the road.
Yeah, I hope that first weekend does well enough that, and the word of mouth gets around well enough that people will go give it a chance. Because it may not, like, Looney Tunes is very kind of niche in its way. Like, everyone knows them, but it hasn't had, like I said, huge success with films or anything else. This could have been a big success for them back in the day, you know, 3 years ago, if they would have released it then. I really want to see it do well in theaters, because everyone fought so hard to get it released, to get it out there. And they were right. It was very deserving of being seen. It was very deserving of getting a theatrical release. I mean, even back then, you could have just taken it straight to streaming if you didn't like care for it that much. But I'm glad Ketchup got it, released it. We saw it in theaters. It was well worth the time.
Go put ketchup on everything. Put ketchup on all your food, just to you know, show thanks to the entertainment company. Not that they get a dime from you.
I don't know if the timing was related to it, but there was a ketchup keg that was announced today on the release date of Coyote versus Acme. Like, who needs a keg of ketchup?
I do. Let's go.
If it's full of Looney Tunes, count me in. But
That's a lot of ketchup.
That's a lot of ketchup.
That is so much ketchup. But yeah, this is a good time. Coyote versus Acme is in theaters now. Go check it out. Come to our social media platforms. Let us know what you think when you get a chance to check it out. We hope you enjoy it, and hope you love this movie as much as we did.
is to thank you so much for tuning in. And if you feel so inclined, do all the things to help the show out, from follows, shares, likes, and comments on social media to subscribing on YouTube and your favorite audio platforms. All of it helps us out so much, and we can't thank you enough for all the support.
You can also become a subscriber over on Patreon to get each episode delivered to you early, exclusive merch items, and your name read out at the end of every episode. Check it out at patreon.com/we'll bring the popcorn.
That's going to do it for this episode, and we'll see you on the next one.